the other platforms. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Pursuit podcast. You are live with Coach Morgan here. And today I want to talk about 5 skills that every coach should have. These are skills that kind of fall under the radar. These aren't your technical skills of, how to program for aerobic capacity or how to program for absolute strength or, how to outline an effective lifestyle program. These are skills that are foundational to being an effective coach, in my opinion. These are skills that take work, they take practice, they take being attentive and intentional with them on a day-to-day basis to elevate yourself as a coach in this industry. And these are skills that have taken me a long way and helped me develop into the type of coach that I am and create the following that I have to this day. They have served me, and it's because I have been intentional with them. I have been intentional with my practice of them, with my execution of them on the coaching floor, be it virtually or even in person. So let's dig into it. So these 5 skills, no rhyme or reason as far as the order goes, but I will start with one that I feel really sets the stage. And this is your ability to create an effective environment. As a coach, no matter the format in which you coach, no matter if you are coaching online or in person, your job is to create an environment that is conducive for growth, for learning, and for that individual or those individuals, if you coach multiple people at a time, to be able to get the most out of that session, to get the most out of that experience. Yes, it's a two-way street that they have to show up as well to get the most out of it. But you as the coach have the power to create the environment right off the bat to allow for that learning and that growth to occur. So as a coach, if you can create an environment that is conducive for them to learn and grow, then you are already ahead of the game in them achieving the goals that they want. So I like to look at this on macro and micro level, right? On a macro level, the sort of physical environment that you create, or the online environment that you create on a macro level, is going to play a role in their output. So let's take it from a in-gym physical environment first. In-gym physical environment, if that environment is not set up, organized, and feel conducive to being able to do what they need to do, they're already going to have a barrier there. They're already going to feel resistance, and they're already going to feel like they don't have the means to go about what they need to. So on a macro level, as a coach, are you setting up that physical environment for all parties involved, everyone that's there, to feel like they are open to learning and to growing? On the online space, this falls into the community groups that you might hold. This falls into those community, Facebook groups or whatnot that you create, that you are creating that environment. You are nurturing that environment to allow growth to occur. And then on the micro environment, this is where the micro environment for that specific person. So the way I like to look at it in my facilities is we have zoned out spaces for members to train in. And so for each member that's in a specific zone, that zone is their micro environment. So how can I, as a coach, create the best physical environment in that space for them to get the most out of the workout? How do I set it up or help them set it up? How do we go about that environment and creating a little bubble with them to keep them focused and intentional with their training so that they get the most out of it on that given day? So macro environment, micro environment, very important. Number 2, okay, we need as coaches to be empathetic. It's a nature of the beast as a coach. People are coming in to train and have a whole bunch of shit that they're going through that's outside of the gym. That's outside of that hour or half hour or 2 hours or whatever it is that they're doing that they are dealing with. And we need to be empathetic. We need to be there to support them and hold space for them, right? We never know what someone's going through when they walk through the doors. They could have just had a phone call conversation that was real shitty, right? So we need to be empathetic with them when they're coming in and learn and listen, which is another point, my third point, but we need to hear them and hold space for them when life happens. And this stems from us practicing empathy. This stems from us really digging into being an empathetic coach and leader that way, so that they can understand that when shit hits the fan, their gains aren't lost, their progress isn't gone to shit, that they are okay, that this is a moment in time and that they will come through it and they will be stronger for it at the end of the day. This is something that comes up so often with clients that I work with, where something happens in life and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've missed a day or I've missed a week. And this often happens early on when I start working with someone, because they're used to this idea, or they've never been taught or coached through dealing with this type of adversity in a way that's making them realize it's not going to cancel out all their progress, right? Them missing a day is not going to, negate everything the progress they've made. And that takes practice and effort. But we as coaches need to be empathetic to help them learn that, to help them move through that and grow through that. So as a coach, you need to be empathetic. And I touched on this. You also need to be a freaking good listener, right? I had a great conversation the other day with a couple other coaches, and we were talking about this idea that so many now we found that so many coaches just seem to be just trying to provide an answer, right? Just not really truly listening or asking questions. So my third point is you need to be a good listener and ask questions more than anything else that you do. If you aren't listening and just asking questions on a more regular basis than you are making statements, then you're kind of missing the mark. You're missing the boat. As a coach, majority of the talking you do should be question-based and then shutting your mouth and listening. That is what's going to get you the farthest. That is what's going to help you connect on a deeper level to your clients, because you asking questions and allowing the client to speak and work through their process in their head is going to allow them to come out of that learning more about themselves, let alone you learning more about them. So ask questions more than you make statements. Be a good listener and actually truly hear them. Right? You hear about this in relationship talk all the time, about needing to actually hear someone versus just, listening to them, right? You need to hear people when they speak. Hear the words, hear the tone, hear the body language. You need to be able to connect to those as a coach, and it takes practice. Being a good listener and hearing people truly takes freaking practice. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's a necessary thing to do. That's number 3. Number 4, understand that their training, that hour, let's say, of their day, your job isn't to make this the best hour of their day. Your job is to help them maximize that hour to succeed in the other 23 hours out of their day on a whole other level. I really don't like this idea of, make this the best session of your day or the best hour of your day, right? Your gym time should be the best hour of your day. Fuck that. Why? Why should the gym be the best hour of my day? Why can't the other 23 hours be the best hour? And yeah, that 1 hour at the gym is great too. But that 1 hour at the gym is fueling me. It's filling my cup. It's providing me the ability to succeed even more in the other 23 hours out of my day. So as a coach, practice helping clients recognize and see and take action on that hour out of their day that is going to fuel the other 23 even more. It doesn't need to be the best hour of their day, but it needs to be maybe their most effective hour to make the other 23 hours that much better. Maybe it needs to be the most intentional hour that fills their cup so that they then can pour into their business, their home life, whatever else, the other 23 hours. So maybe it's making that session the most positive hour to fill their cup, the most conducive hour to fill their cup, so that they then can pour into others and the other aspects of their life, the other 23 hours out of their day. And last but not least, Mike Boyle actually is the one that says this, but be a CNP, be a certified nice person. This is a really simple one, but as a coach, just be a freaking nice person, right? Like it's not hard. But oftentimes coaches seem to make it a harder thing than it needs to be. Just showing up and being a goddamn nice person is a simple task as a coach, but yet it's an important one. It's a really important one to create connection, to build that trust. It's one of the simplest things that I've worked on over my years of being a coach, is just being a nice person. And this falls, being a nice person means you listen, you ask thoughtful questions, you create an environment that they feel safe in, that they feel capable of growing in, that you're empathetic towards them and what they're dealing with, that you help them fill their cup so that they can take on their day. That's what that is. So the more that you can practice that and hone that skill of being just a certified nice person, the more that you're going to excel as a coach. So I hope that helps give you some ideas of some foundational components of coaching from my perspective. If you have further questions about this, or you need further guidance and help on coaching and how to effectively build your business or being a more effective coach and build these skill sets as a coach, just DM me, coach, and I'm here to help serve you. Have a fantastic day. Level up.